Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a while since you've all joined me for an installment of creating my own Ben 10 aliens. I think it's been around 11 months since I did the Halloween special, but those don't really count, so yeah, it's been probably around a year since the last one with Geminite. I apologize for that, but I'm sorry to announce I was actually suffering from a horrible illness known as laziness. Yep, it's tough to get through, but I'm here now, and what better way for us to celebrate me overcoming this terrible disease than with a special alien? Because today, I'd like to introduce to you all not only my favorite alien, but the first alien I ever came up with at the ripe old age of 6, when the original Ben 10 first started airing and took over my hyperfixating mind. This is Komodo. Named after my favorite animal, the Komodo dragon obviously, and slightly inspired by my then favorite alien, Ripjaws. And I do mean mildly inspired, since instead of him being a one-to-one ripoff like how Geminite and Crokick used to be, I only really copied Ripjaws' teeth and his strong bite. So for 6-year-old me, that was as creative as I could have gotten. Other than that feature, Komodo is a large humanoid reptile with some spiky appendages on his head, just for aesthetic purposes, and sharp arm blades that can break off and regrow if they get stuck while fighting an enemy. But his main power was really his ability to absorb water like a sponge and grow in size and strength. Now, all things considered, if I just redrew Komodo with the exact same design, he probably would still work and look cool, but I feel like there has to be some theme in order to make all his powers connect and make sense. Cause let's be honest, why does a humanoid lizard absorb water like a sponge? It's cool, but doesn't really make any sense. This is where I had the idea to turn Komodo from a reptilian alien into a plant reptilian alien. Plants are known to grow in large sizes by absorbing water. That's oversimplifying it, but you get the point. The hard wood from trees can show strength and all-around toughness, while the detachable elbow blades can be replaced by leaves, sort of like Sceptile from Pokemon. Now what about the strong bite force? Well, there's always the stereotype of carnivorous plants, but then we just get a buff version of Wildvine. So how about we make Komodo more crocodilian, specifically Simosuchus, one of the only herbivorous crocodilians. Boom, now it all comes together to make Overgrowth. This buff plant-covered reptilian now has tough wood covering his arms to show off his super strength, along with leaves attached to his elbows that not only can be used for close combat, but now can be detached and thrown at enemies like ninja stars, which then also regrew after a short period of time in order for him to use it again. His strong bite force now makes more sense since his character is based off a type of crocodilian, and since he's specifically based on Simosuchus, I gave him a more pug-like face, which I think makes him look a bit more unique than if I gave him a normal long crocodilian snout. Last few details about the design I changed is that his body now has these roots growing all over it, cause you know, his name is Overgrowth. And I removed the little spikes on his face and replaced the top ones with leaves to make it look like a cool slicked back hairstyle. Now it's also important I talk a bit about his main power, the ability to absorb water and grow in size and strength, because that could get OP pretty quickly. In his main size, Overgrowth is just a little bit stronger than Forearms, but lacks Forearms' speed and flexibility, which would make them pretty even in a fight, but then probably loses fight against someone like Humongosaur. That is, unless he absorbs a good amount of water. Obviously, the size in which Overgrowth grows depends on how much water he absorbs, so in order for him to grow to his maximum size of around 100 feet tall, 1/3 of Waypig size, just so you guys get something to compare him to, he would need to be near a large body of water like a lake or an ocean. So yeah, Overgrowth can be pretty powerful. But then again, it depends on the situation and the location. So what if we could make him even more powerful? From a plant-covered humanoid Simosuchus, Ultimate Overgrowth is now a massive Godzilla-like alien, with some Spinosaurid-like elements. The roots and bark now have grown all over his body to give him an immense increase in strength and durability. His face is now based on another extinct type of crocodilian, Caprosuchus, otherwise known as the boar croc, in order to show off his larger, sharper teeth that come along with his stronger bite force. His ability to grow in size and strength stays, but his new maximum size is around 900 feet tall, making him able to go toe-to-toe with Ultimate Waypig. Fitting having a Godzilla-inspired alien able to fight against an Ultraman-inspired alien. Speaking of Godzilla, Ultimate Overgrowth now gains Godzilla's most iconic power, Atomic Breath. Well, not exactly. Instead of shooting out atomic breath, Ultimate Overgrowth can now blast out the water he absorbs in a powerful blast that can now even destroy buildings. Pretty powerful, if you ask me. So how about we give him some nerfs? First off, not only does he grow bigger, but his base size is also bigger, being a little over 3 times the size of Overgrowth's base form. which in some aspects is an upgrade, but then it also means Ben could probably never use him in any indoor fights, since he just wouldn't fit. Then he also loses his ability to use his detachable leaf blades, since now they've been replaced with wood. They can still be used for close combat, but are now a lot duller. Now how about we take a look at their Omniverse design. First, for Overgrowth, I did something a little different. Since I actually gave him an Omniverse design a long time ago, which you guys can see in the Omniverse transformation animation I did for him, I gave him two different designs, like how Upchuck has his Merc and Perk variants. The first Omniverse design is the Jungle Dweller, while the second design is meant to look a lot closer to his UAF design, the Swamp Lurker. A little bit of lore for both these races: the Jungle Dweller adapted to be slightly smaller and more agile, since they live in more wooded areas, so they wouldn't have as much room to move around, while the Swamp Lurkers are a bit bulkier since they live in an area with more open space. As for their ultimate form, they both have the same design since they're both still the same species, but made him look a bit bulkier with more plant life growing on him and larger Godzilla-like backplates. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, Overgrowth is my favorite from the bunch, so I had a lot of fun making this, and also working on the ultimate form since I completely redesigned it since I last started working on his video. If you guys like to see another video like this, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and you can also vote on which alien you want to see next on my community tab. Next video I'm gonna be working on will be about the Ben 10 inspired Pokemon region, which I was working on. So if you missed the first video where I made the starters, there should be a link at the end of the video, which I'm pretty happy with how it came. Or if you ever wondered what was the inspiration for the designs of Ben's aliens in the original series, I have a video on that too, which should also pop up at the end of the video. Now enough self-promotion, and enjoy the obligatory sped up drawing of Overgrowth and his ultimate form.
It's hero time!